We've all been there. Endless email chains, inefficient meetings, and siloed teams slow in progress. What if I told you the secret to transforming your business strategy was a simple four-step model designed for schools? It's called SAMR: substitution, augmentation, modification, and redefinition. It's about to change the way you think about innovation. I'm going to explain the SAMR model first through an educational model that I think everybody will be familiar with, but I also want to explain what each of these are before we move into the examples. Substitution is a simple one-for-one trade. So we're saying I'm taking this worksheet and I'm moving it to a form. Okay. Augmentation is what does the technology add or create as far as efficiencies go. Modification is how do we rethink this problem and create other solutions out of this that maybe help save time, help us have new ways to think about it. And then redefinition is what were the inconceivable things that we couldn't think about before by simply adopting new technical solutions. So first of all, I want to explain what SAMR is through that educational model that I was talking about, using something everybody's familiar with, the worksheet. The topic doesn't matter, so I'll pick a history topic, such as the Reconstruction era in the United States. Traditionally, a teacher would present material from the textbook, a lecture, or some videos, and the students would then complete a worksheet to reinforce key terms, concepts, or ideas from the Reconstruction era, maybe dates, laws, or moments critical to the future of the United States. Using the SAMR model means asking, how can we first substitute the worksheet one-to-one with a text solution? The teacher might create a Google form with the same questions, allowing the students' work to populate a spreadsheet for grading. Augmentation. How can we add efficiency? Freeing up the teacher's time to focus on critical resources for their students. This might involve an answer bank and automated grading, where the spreadsheet provides feedback about correct answers. Or it could be integrated into a learning management system that automatically transfers grades to the student information system. And this saves the teacher time and allows them to make more impactful actions in their classroom. Modification. Here's where the model gets exciting. Maybe the goal isn't just about memorizing the facts, but understanding how these facts shaped the United States. Exploring what it felt like to live through this process or analyze how towns, cities, or states were impacted. The teacher could create a simulation where students role play as people in society working through the era's big questions. Students might then compare their solutions to how the United States handled the same issues and evaluate whether their decisions could have led to better or worse outcomes. We all know hindsight's 2020, but getting the students to think through this process is where this becomes really, really valuable. Did I get technical? Not really. But there are technological ways to enhance the simulation, blending tech with personal experience, to present the findings creatively. This may lean toward redefinition already, but stick with me. Because redefinition, how can we make this even more impactful for students, their classroom, the school, their parents, and society? What was previously inconceivable by learning these facts about the Reconstruction era? Maybe students collaborate with another classroom down the road, or even with another grade level studying economics. Cross-functional teamwork could simulate how agricultural and manufacturing communities impacted each other during the Reconstruction era. Broadening their understanding through collaboration, these classrooms could present their findings to a wider audience, transforming their learning into something meaningful beyond the classroom. Now, obviously, you can't apply this level of innovation to every lesson or activity. Just like in business, you can't do it for every workflow. Sometimes it's cost prohibitive. What's the opportunity cost here? What other concepts are critical to cover that students should be learning? Obviously you can't spend months doing this for every single lesson. There's only so many days in a year. This brings us back to substitution and augmentation. They're not bad. Sometimes efficiency is the goal, but it's essential to ask, how do our actions impact our stakeholders? Because that's what this is really about. Let's do the same thought experiment for collaborating with cross-functional teams. How was this done in the past? Traditionally, a pain point or problem would arise between departments or teams. An employee might email their supervisor to bring up the issue in a conversation. Meetings would follow to assess the problem, gather findings, propose solutions, potentially involving further discussions to clarify processes and impacts, maybe some data gathering opportunities. So let's then think about this from a substitution mindset. We can replace in-person meetings with virtual tools like Teams, Zoom, or Google Meet. This saves time and allows for recordings to reference later, and a lot of businesses already do this. Augmentation. Use shared drives such as Google Drive or OneDrive to centralize communication and documentation. Teams can access resources, chat asynchronously to clarify questions, and move to resolutions much faster. And again, organizations might already do this. But also remember that substitution and augmentation is not bad, sometimes it is appropriate. But let's move into modification and redefinition. Modification might be recognizing that other mental models and need to exist, and that maybe adopting project management tools like Trello, Asana, or any other kind of project management tool can help prioritize tasks, identify risks, and maximize efficiencies across departments. Maybe this helps you understand, hey, this gives us the most value, but this doesn't, so let's focus on this initiative first so that we can make sure we get the inefficiencies solved or efficiencies gained. And we can also remove any risks or vulnerabilities that are most important depending on how this was brought up. And then redefinition. Approach the problem iteratively, using design thinking models, empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. The result isn't just a one-time solution. It's a long-term, efficient process that improves organizational problem solving. Now, again, this is probably already done in a lot of organizations and maybe doesn't use this term or this thought exercise to think about it because we have gone through these processes to solve problems. But this transformation fosters knowledge sharing, improves customer service, strengthens company culture, and creates lasting impact sometimes for 10 to 20 years. And taking the time to do these thought exercises, it doesn't take a lot of extra time to think about what was inconceivable before we tried to start solving this problem. Keep in mind that sometimes stopping at substitution or augmentation is the best option. Maybe the ROI isn't there, and the conversation stops at understanding processes. Maybe we don't even move to substitution. That's okay. Either way, the SAMR model allows us to imagine and achieve innovations that were previously inconceivable. So let's ask a few questions. Could we apply this to identity management, network security, standard operating procedures? Comment below with a thought experiment you'd like me to explore, and I'll pick one for the next video or the next writing. Thanks for your time, and I hope that this was valuable for you. Have a good day.